You're listening to Storage Nerds Podcast, where we unravel the best-kept secret of the real estate investing world, the storage industry. Join the grassroots guru in self-storage, Stacy Rossetti, in insightful discussions about finding, funding, and running these spaces, allowing you to yield the highest returns possible. Get your foot in the door on self-storage and discover how to properly purchase facilities, negotiate with sellers, and close the deal without worries. Start unpacking that investment wisdom with Stacy right now.
No, it's like right before Christmas, the last 2 weeks of the year. But just so you guys know, every year for the past 3 years, 3 years. No, it was like maybe 3 to 4. I can't remember if it was the 4 years or 3 years, but every year for the past 3 years, we have closed on a facility in January because we picked up that facility in December. All right. So there are a lot of people right now that are thinking about selling their properties, whether it is on the residential side or the commercial side. A lot of people want to offload their properties as soon as they possibly can before the end of the year or at the beginning of the year. And so over the past couple of years, 3 years ago, we bought an abandoned facility. Last year in January, we bought another facility that was not abandoned, but like almost abandoned. And then this year we're actually closing on one, probably tomorrow. We're like trying to get this thing closed. It was supposed to close today, so tomorrow. And as of today, I'm putting another storage facility under contract. And as soon as I find the money for that storage facility, then I'll close on that. I think I have somebody that wants to lend me the money on it, but I'm not 100% sure yet. It is also a mismanaged facility. And so we're putting that one under contract. And so I'm going to get out there and just start pitching it and get some money for that one. It's $400,000, that one. And then we are about to put another one under contract, which is $1.1 million. We've been going back and forth and negotiating the contracts. You know, when you buy a property, like most of the time, the first time that you put the offer in, you know, it doesn't, you know, they put the offer in and you go back and forth. There's nobody that actually just like accepts the offer. You know, they try to go back and negotiate it and stuff. So that's what we've been doing on this other one. It's $1.1 million. And we've been negotiating the contract on that one with the owner. Had a Zoom meeting with them, went really great. And so we're trying to put that one under contract. I'm really excited about that one. That one may be a really good one for my fund that I'm launching here shortly. And then we have another one that we're trying to put under contract as well too. Okay, so and it's a $1 million property as well too, and we're putting that one under contract. That one is, oh my God, that's gonna be a good one. It's 220 units for $1 million. Yeah, so it's a really good one. That should be worth really around $2 million or $2 million plus, really, honestly. But the owner's just not into it. He doesn't want to do it anymore. So he's got, actually, I talked about this last week. If you were on the webinar last week, this is one of those examples where I talked about an owner that owns too many storage facilities, right? An owner that owns too many storage facilities, or for him, you know what I'm saying? So there's a number of like doors, or there's a number of facilities that each person can handle or wants to handle, really, you know? I mean, there's some people out there that want like, you know, 20, 30, 40 facilities, and then some people just a handful's good. And this guy, he has 6 facilities total. 5 facilities are kind of within like a 20 to 30 minute drive of where he's at. And the other one is like an hour away, right? Which is really not that big of a deal, honestly, if you know what you're doing. And actually he does not know what he's doing. But those within like a 20-minute drive of his house or 30-minute drive of his house, those are all kind of doable for him. And this one that's like an hour away, he's just not into it. And so that is a great example of an owner that he's got too many doors, too many facilities, and you just can't handle it. I mean, when you get out and start looking for facilities, you'll notice there are owners out there. You don't want to get, you don't want to get scared of talking to owners that have more than one facility, because the truth of the matter is that when there's a limit to what people can handle or want to handle. You may think you want a lot of facilities, but in the end, if you can't handle it, all you want to do is just dump that thing. So anyway, so we're working on putting that one under contract as well too. So what I'm saying is that it is December. It is the end of the year. I get that. People are busy thinking about what they're going to do for the holidays. But if you have time, I would not stop trying to talk to owners about selling their facilities. Even though it's the holiday season, people still want to sell. I know, because we're about to get 3 storage facilities under contract. I'm working on one contract right now, about to send that thing over. And then the other 2 we should get signed here in the next couple of days as well. So I'm really excited about that. And so I think 2022 is going to be, for us personally, is going to be a great year. We're kind of, me and my husband, Pete, if you guys don't know me, and actually I didn't really ask this, but if this is your first time, welcome. Introduce yourself in the chat. Let everybody know, who you are. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Stacy Rossetti, and I teach people how to invest in self-storage. I teach every Monday night for free. Just hop on every single Monday night from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock Eastern time. This is free content, and it's just me teaching. It's not the same webinar over and over again. Some people have emailed and I was like, is it the same webinar over and over and over again? No, it's not. All right. It's just, this is a live webinar where I just teach every single week. My students come on and they all hang out, and you can ask them questions, because they're all learning from me and getting out there and putting deals under contract. And then I'm here to just teach whatever. And basically what happens is I tell everybody this week, but like, I have my coaching calls for all my students on Monday afternoons. And then during the coaching calls, I get like inspired by what we're going to discuss for the night. And just by listening to my students and like what kind of questions that they have. All right, so that's kind of what we're going to do tonight. I had a coaching call with one of my students that's like doing an amazing job. It is going to do very, very well. She's going to do very well, even though I talk to her and sometimes she really doubts herself, because you have these like, you have these like these things in your head that talk to you and tell you that you're not doing well, or, it's like this, this voice in your head that's like, what the hell are you doing right now? You're crazy. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You should be sitting on the couch and watching Netflix and binging on something right now or whatever, instead of like, get out there and make calls and stuff. So every once in a while she'll get kind of this voice in her head that's like, I'm not sure I'm doing the right thing. I'm too scared. I'm too nervous, So a lot of it is mindset, honestly. A lot of it is really mindset. But what she's really good at is calling owners. I'm telling you, up till she's actually about to get a $1.8 million facility under contract, like this week. And all she's doing is calling and talking to owners. She's been in the coaching program since August of this past year. And that's what she's really good at, is just calling and talking to owners and put stuff under contract. And, and then either wholesale it or, she'll get some sort of an equity split in the deal. And then until she can afford to buy her own storage facility herself, then right now she's just wholesaling or partnering with people, which is actually very smart. It's very smart. So kudos to her. And so today for my office hours, for my coaching students, we had one student that was asking me about Google business listings. And that's what we did, is we talked about Google business listings and how we can utilize Google business listings to find your properties and to manage your properties. So as a storage facility entrepreneur, right, Google business listings is your friend. All right. Google business listings is going to be the backbone of your business. All right. So I wanted to kind of go over that today and discuss that And I see a lot of people are chiming in and introducing themselves. Let me just see who's here real fast. And let's see. Okay, we've got some people we got Tech from Maryland. We've got Haskell from Florida as a newbie, good, looking to learn before I make a first purchase. Awesome, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. And John is from New York and wants to get into self-storage investing. Awesome. I'm actually in New York right now. I'm on Long Island, John. So I'm in your area. And then somebody is from Texas. Awesome. So Mike is from Michigan. All right, this is your first webinar. Awesome. Welcome. And so we got a lot of people coming in. So welcome. I appreciate you guys coming. I know it's like, it's like a busy week for everybody, but I'm here to help you. I'm here every single Monday, pretty much every Monday. I'm never, ever not here unless something comes up. Okay. So every Monday I'll be here. Another thing before we get started too, before I forget to remind you, the Storage Nerds coaching program, the Storage Nerds coaching program, which is the coaching program that I have to teach people how to invest in self-storage. The doors are opening on January 4th. So the doors only open 3 times a year, and they're only open for 2 weeks out of the year. Okay. So I take a handful of students during that time period. And then the goal is to get you your first storage facility under contract within the next 90 days. Okay, so that's the coaching program. So if you are interested in the coaching program, you need to get on the wait list, because the doors open to the people on the wait list first, right? And then after that, if we don't get enough students, then it goes to out to my regular list. But so the website is storagenerds.com. And then what you do is you apply to get into the coaching program. And basically what that's going to do is just take you to the wait list. Or maybe, I don't know if Ariel is here or not. She was having internet issues. If she's not, then I would just go to storagenerds.com is what I would do. And then, oh yeah, she's here. Good. And then she'll post it there. And then you could just check out everything that we have to offer. And come hang out with us. It's an awesome community. Awesome. I'm telling you, it's so awesome, this community. I love it so much. We're getting so much done, doing deals together, and just like, just growing as a community. So, okay, so I want to get back to Google Business Listings and how you can utilize Google Business Listings. I've never really honestly taught this. So I just wanted to get into how you can use it on the front end of your business and then on the back end of your business. The front end of your business is going to be, how can you use Google Business Listings to find a property? Right, to find property for sale. Now, if you're a newbies here, I saw a couple of people are newbies. I teach people how to go directly to the owners to find facilities. That's what I teach. That's what I believe in, and that's really how we find all of our deals. So we do not go to the MLS or go to Crexy or go to LoopNet or anything like that, which are all kind of like commercial real estate websites that you can go to and look. And the reason why we don't go there is because everybody goes there, right? And the deals are not good. The deals are not good. If you want to buy an okay to crappy deal, go online and look for storage, and go on to Crexy or LoopNet to find storage. If you want to find an amazing deal that's going to be very, very good for you on the front end and the back end, then you do what I'm doing, okay? Going directly to the owners. Personally, I'm an owner. We have 11 storage facilities, and every week we are getting somebody that is calling or sending us a letter or an email about our facilities, and if we would sell them. All right. So really that's the concept, is that I'm not on market. We are not selling any of our properties at all. All right, but we still get contacted on a regular basis from people that want to buy our properties, and that is what I'm talking about. All right, is you being the one that contacts the owner yourself directly, and you try to get them to sell the property. And the 3 facilities that we're getting under contract this week, those are all coming from exactly what I'm going to show you today. Okay, this is what my acquisitions person Chris does to find his properties. which is going to Google Maps. So let me just go to Google Maps right now, and I'll share my screen and just kind of show you and talk to you about Google listings. And we have some, oh yeah, we have happy holidays. We have some Q&As and stuff. Okay. All right. So Google business listings. I'm going to do that. Share. Okay, here it is. Is this okay? Here it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and say yes in the chat if you see my screen. It is a Google Maps screen. Okay, and everybody that is listening on the podcast, because this is a podcast, it's called Storage Nerds, the podcast. You guys will always be able to go to YouTube to watch the video if you either go to YouTube or go to the Facebook group. And the Facebook group is just storagenerds.com, and that is where we do all of the videos as well live. So you can rewatch those if you want to see what I'm doing. But okay, so Google Maps is how we find our storage facilities, right? So I'm on Long Island right now, and Long Island is a primary market. It is a primary market. Primary market means like, it's like mostly going to be like, larger retail REITs and hedge funds that are owning the facilities, okay? Because I mean, there's 8 million people on this island, right? And the island is only, 2.5 hours long, 3 hours long. So within a 3-hour radius, there's 8 million people. All right. So essentially, like, this is definitely a primary market. And so you're not going to find a lot of like tertiary, secondary to tertiary facilities here. Okay. But just so you know, you can go to Google Maps and just type storage near me. All right. Now, when I do that and I go to Google Maps and I type storage near me, basically the search engine behind that field right here where I'm typing this in, the search engine behind that is funneled by, or it is working through Google business listings. Google business listings. Okay. That is the back office of Google Maps. All right. And the only way that you can get on Google Maps is if you go through the process of putting your facility or putting your company on Google listings. Okay. And so I just wanted to point out, you can go to Google. Let me see if I can do Google business listings. A lot of people have not heard of Google business listings. Do me a favor in the chat. If you've never heard of Google business listings before, or Google My Business or Google business listing before, then let me know. I'd be interested to know if you've never heard about this. Now, Google Maps is the fastest growing search engine in the country. Just so everybody knows, it's the fastest growing search engine in the country. And if you're not on Google Maps and you have a business, then yeah, see, never heard of it. Nope, never heard of it. Exactly, right? Never heard of it. See, so now that you are going to be a storage business owner, right? You are going to have to learn about Google Google My Business or Google Business Listing. That's what it is. Okay. So, and then basically this is where you're going to add your businesses and manage your businesses. Now, these are the businesses I used to manage these are ones we own, but I used to manage this. I do not manage this anymore. All right. We got, my husband P and Bonnie are like our office manager. They all manage that. So I don't even actually own anything anymore. We switched all that to Pete. And what I mean by owning them is that owning the profiles. So back in the day, the way that it worked for me here, and I'll stop share for just a minute. But back in the day, the way that when we got started, so I've been doing this for 5 years. We have we're all working on our 12th facility now to close. And it was just me in the beginning, right? So me, because my husband had a different business. He had the home inspection business, and he used to do home inspection. He had a nice, good home inspection business. And so it was me with the storage facility, and I was running the storage. Our very first facility, I was running it ourselves, doing everything ourselves. Our first facility was about like 125 units, something like this. Okay. And then after we bought our second facility, which was another like maybe 60 or 70 units, it wasn't big. We added that on. So we were over around like 200 units. And then we added Bonnie. And then after that, Bonnie was part-time. And then she started to help me manage everything. And then we started acquiring more. And the first couple of years, like we had like 6 facilities. And so those 6 facilities, it was me and Bonnie. My husband, Pete, sold his home inspection company. And then once he sold the home inspection company, he came in and kind of stepped over everything, or stepped into. He stepped on, we don't want to step on anything, right? He stepped into the storage business, and then I started doing the coaching side is what I did. Okay. Now, so now I'm really kind of the coach, the teacher, and then my husband kind of manages the business. And so I did all the Google business listings ourselves and went in and like set up all the profiles for all of our different businesses, and I didn't really, nobody teaches you this stuff. Honestly, nobody teaches you. Like, I just kind of figured it out as I was going along. I was like, I need to get on Google Maps, we figure that out, And so I figured all that out. And so that was what I'm going to show you, is that essentially most storage facility owners are not on Google Maps. All right. Now, if you have somebody that can figure that out, or if you're the owner and you know how to figure that out, well, then you'll be on Google Maps. I'm telling you, every facility that we've ever bought is not on Google Maps. Okay. And that's what I call the hidden market. Those are the storage facilities that I really contact anyways. But so I set up the ones that you see in the Google business listings. I set those up myself. And then what happened is when Pete came over and started managing our facilities, then we just switched all the ownership over to him. So you can't see all of our facilities anymore because they're under his account, and you can only see the ones that I set up. And that's why you only see like 5 or 6 of them there. Okay. Okay, good. So let me go back to sharing the screen. And so basically what I'm saying is that these are all going to be on Google Maps, right? And then if I needed to add a business, I could always just come in and add another business. And then you go through this like step-by-step process. But essentially these, like, let's just say Warm Springs or Fairburn or Fayetteville, these are going to be on Google Maps, right? They're going to look like this one, a Red Rover, or Moving Storage, or Life Storage, or AAA, or whatever, right? So basically that is what Google Business Listings is doing, is getting you onto Google Maps. Okay, it's the back office for Google Maps, because what happens is that when somebody wants to find a storage facility or a restaurant or Starbucks or whatever, a grocery store, they go onto Google Business. They go onto Google Maps, or they pull up your map on your phone or here, on your computer, and just say like restaurant near me, or Chinese food near me, or storage near me. Okay. So that is Google Business Listings, or Google My Business, or whatever it's called. And they change the names all the time. So I think back in the day it was Google Business Listings, and who knows what it is now. But it's the back office of Google Maps. Okay. It's how we get onto Google Maps. It's how Public Storage has this profile right here. All right. And how Moving and Storage Center of Long Island have this profile. Okay. So that is what I wanted to show you, is that you will, what you're going to do is when you go to Google Maps and you come in and say, and you guys can do this right now while you're listening to me, go to like pull up Google Maps on your computer or wherever you're at, and then just search like storage near me. And this is what we talked about last week, and just see like what facilities are near you. Now, if you're in a primary market, obviously you're going to see a lot of like Life Storages and Cube Smart, Security Storage, Extra Space. These are all like huge, big, like, conglomerates of like REITs and hedge funds that are all buying. And pretty much, like I said, I'm on Long Island, so this is Long Island. And this is all the primary market. So most of the facilities that I find are going to be owned by like huge hedge funds. And it's expensive to invest anywhere from New York City to through Long Island. Okay. Now we could go like way out here. Let me see. Let's search out here where it's kind of further. let's see where like Shelter Island is and stuff. Let's search here and see if there's any like storage facilities out here. You see, now you have this one right here. You have like Twin Forks moving storage, Complex 114. You have this one right here. Let's see what this Galuskio storage. This looks like somebody was like, I'm not going to be driving. I'm not going to CubeSmart. Let's see what it is. And then you click on it and then you can like, it looks like a farm. It doesn't look like a storage to me, does it? No, it looks like a farm. Yeah. And that's another thing too, is like sometimes it's maybe it's like a storage place. I don't know. But like, you know, so you have to look at everything. But there is a CubeSmart. I mean, there's like a CubeSmart way out here, you know. So obviously, see, they found a need. CubeSmart's like, no, we're gonna buy everything on Long Island. Right. So this is like a nice little storage facility. This was probably owned by somebody else, and then they came in and just bought it, is what they did. All right, you know, but actually Google Maps just really gives you so much information about the businesses, right? So, and as you see, so you can kind of look, life storage is kind of all over the place in the Hamptons, Twin Forks. Let's see, this is probably a bigger one. Let's check and see. Look, oh, they even got like they got a whole fleet of trucks there. They got some piping going on. It's got a parking garage. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's it. That's all they got. Three pictures. So that one also, maybe that's just like a moving company, even though it says storage. Maybe it's because they do like they put it in storage. I'm not sure. Anyway, so here's some more storage. As you start in Google Maps, as you start like zooming in, right? As you start zooming in, you might find like some other ones as well too. Like here's Home Sweet Home, Pods, Moving, Complex 114, Life Storage is still out here. So when I see like Live Storage and I see CubeSmarts and all this, I just know it's primary market. I mean, they're really, these types of companies are really primary to secondary market, right? Which is like just expensive to like, really expensive to like, you know, expensive, right, is what I say. So so I just kind of just don't even look in those areas because I focus on tertiary markets and then maybe secondary markets if it's a secondary to tertiary market. Okay, tertiary, when I say tertiary, I mean country. Okay, so now you kind of have an idea. So now about what Google Business Listings does is they actually, when you go through your profile, and I'll show that in just a second, you're going through and adding all this information. Right? So obviously you add the name of the company. This is where you get all your reviews from Google, is through Google Business Listings, because what they're going to do when you set up a profile with your company, they're going to give you a link that you can be sending out to everybody to try to get reviews. All right. And then you put your address in, right? This is the most important thing. And then they have your hours of operation. You have your website, you have your phone number, right? And then you have pictures, lots and lots of pictures. And Google loves pictures and they love reviews, right? I mean, they really check all their reviews, okay? So this profile here is what gets set up in Google Business Listings. Now, when you start clicking on and looking at all this, like this one right here, is Pods Moving and Storage, which I'm guessing is a moving company, or maybe they just set like the pod down. Looks like their tree fell on top of the pod or something. But anyways, if they set their pod down, then maybe that's kind of what that does. But what I really like to do when I'm looking through at all the different facilities out there in your area, just when you're doing market research, just by looking at all the facilities in your area, even if you're in a primary market, you still want to look and just check things out. And so they have the title, but look, they have 4 reviews that are like 3.5 stars, right? So for me, that's kind of like a sign. When I see a storage facility that has like bad reviews or not a lot of reviews, it's like, okay, maybe they don't know really, you know, how to manage the property properly, kind of, you know? So like, I kind of use that as like a, you know, when I think of leads and think of like different storage facilities that I'd like to contact and see if they want to sell, one of the things I do look at is the reviews. And you know, and if it does have like not a lot of reviews or bad reviews, that's kind of a, like I would say like an A to a B maybe. So A's for me would be like not on Google Maps at all, right? because you'll see the process as we go through. Like getting on Google Maps is quite extensive. If they're not, if people don't want to do it, a lot of storage facility owners don't even want to get on Google Maps. And I can guarantee you, like on Long Island, right, when you look at all these storage facilities, you're only seeing this many storage facilities in this area, but I can guarantee you there's several other ones that are here that are not on Google Maps. And those, for me, those are like kind of like an A. That's like an A lead, right? And then the B's would be like when their profile on Google Maps is not filled out properly, right? If they have bad reviews, if their address is screwed up, they don't have times, they don't have a website, they don't have a phone number, right? So this would be for me like, you know, like a B, like I'm going to contact them as well too. And then C's is going to be like, you know, all the primary market ones, or like, see, this one has 78 reviews, 5-star reviews. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the manager that's managing this company knows what they're doing. All right. Life Storage is here, and this you know, the address is correct. They've got all the hours. I mean, everything is filled out and looks great. They've got great pictures of showing all these happy families, loving that they're moving and packing all their stuff up, you know. So this to me would be like, this is not something that I'm going to touch. All right. When they know what they're doing, I just stay away from those. If they don't know what they're doing on Google Maps, that's a B. And if they're not on Google Maps at all, those are A's. All right. So now we've got our filing system and we know how to organize our leads. And so yeah, so let's get back into the Google Business Listings, right? And so in order to get on to Google Business Listings, you would just have to go in and add a single business. I don't know how far this is going to let me go, but let's just do like test storage LLC. All right, and then add your business to Google. Okay, and then so you would just do the same thing. You would just go through the Google Business, start building your profile. So this is what you're doing, is building your profile. And let's see, storage facility. Okay, you would just pick, and look what they said when we do storage. They have storage facility. They have RV storage. They have wine self-storage, cold storage, boat storage, record storage, moving storage, automobile storage, luggage storage, right? So they have a lot of storage here. You just kind of pick whichever one you want, right? I'll just do this one for now. And then you just go next. And then you just go, you're going to go through. Do you want to add a location? And I think that customers can come to visit. And you could say, yes, this location will show up on Google Maps and search when customers are looking for your business. So yes, you want to be on Google Maps, right? And then you will put the address in, and let's just do like, I don't know what we're going to do. Let's find something. And we'll add this one here. We'll just do my mailing address for Peachtree City here. Georgia. Why can I not find G's? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. So then, is this your business pack mail? You see how it automatically pulls it up? Because our mailing address. So is it like pack mail, extra space storage, UPS? None of these, right? So if you wanted to, so this is how you're going to, essentially this is how they claim your address. So the way that Google works is you're going to claim the address of your business, and then you're going to get a postcard in the mail. And that postcard has kind of like the 6-digit code on it. And then you're going to come back to Google Business Listings, and you have to put the code in, and you have to finish out the entire profile, which I'm not going to pick any of these and claim it or anything like this. But what we'll do is we'll go back to the regular. I'll show you what my profiles look like if I can go all the way back. Let me see. Yeah. So here's like a profile. So here's our profile. I'm not sure. Let's see what comes up when I click this. Okay, yeah, this looks perfect. Okay, so this is the one in Warm Springs that we have. And so this is after you go through and set everything up, you come to this page right here. And this is where like you're going to always be keeping this up to date. All right, because you want to make sure that everything is up to date, because if it's not up to date, then like Google is very picky about this, and it's just like, all right, if you're not going to keep it up to date, then we're not even going to like put you out there in the world. All right, so you definitely want to keep everything up to date. And so like you can see here, like you could get started here. You could create posts, add photos, do an ad if you want to do for your business. You can manage your business profile directly on Google Search and Maps, right? So you can do, there's like, and then they show like little video right here that you can do stuff. You can get more reviews. So this is where we figure, once I filled out my profile, then it gives you this like review. This is like your code for like tenants to do reviews, right? You can say like, hey, can you do a review for me? And then post it out on Facebook or whatever, or send it to your, you know, set it up so you can send it to your tenants or whatever. So that's the reviews. You can do posts, right? If somebody does, like our last post was here. So this is me. So I'm not posting out anymore, but we do like posts, we do all kinds of stuff. And then the 5-star, we have like 5-star for 5-star reviews. And then let's see what else we have. Add a manager, right? So if you need to add a manager, you can send an invite. You can do insights, right? So you can see like how many, I wonder if we can look and view. Oh yeah, I don't have any insights. Oh yeah, so here it is. So like in 1 month, we had 941 searches. Yeah, see, like I'm saying, 941 searches, that's a lot of searches. Direct, people were looking directly for Miss Lillian self-storage, right? Or we got discovered by, they just put storage near us, and then we got discovered, and then they clicked on us, okay? And then this is where I guess we did like, maybe we did some sort of ads or something like this, and they came in through this way. All right. So once you start, because as an owner of a storage facility, once you start really getting into how to manage the marketing of your business, you are going to have to learn how to do online marketing for your storage facility, right? And you do online marketing through Google ads, right? And so it'll show, it all is connected to this. So they set up the profile, and then you can do the ads, and then you can see all your information. So this is kind of like your account for Google for your business. And this is where you're going to come back to. You spend a lot of time. It's actually, you spend a lot of time managing this, because this is where you're going to be focusing your marketing, right? And so you can look on the left here. We did home. We went through all that. We did some posts. You can put info. You can add more posts. This is where you can like add products. If you want to add a product, you have a product showcase that you want to do, something like this. This is where you can do some offers, right? This is where we did like $2 for your second month rent offer. It looks like we did something like this. We did some posts, and we had events, like some sort of an event. We did like a free month. Here's what we did. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that we did, you know, through the post. This is a good post. Like these are kind of posts that we do, right? Where we do like sizes of units and what you can fit in it, stuff like this. All right. And let's see. And then you got your info. Wait, did I do info? Let's see. What's info? Oh yeah, info is where you're putting your all the hours, your address, your service area if you have this, but essentially your hours, and your phone number, your website, you know, this kinds of things, right? This is all Google. And then also this is where you would add some photos, right? You could add photos. I think they have like a whole photo section over here. Google loves photos, all right? Videos and photos. So you definitely want like photos of really nice photos of your facility. And so the addresses and things like this. This is the, you know, close this business, or if you want to close it. So that's that. Reviews are here. Okay. Calls. No. Oh yeah, this is where you could set it up to where they could just call you like right through Google. Right, that's this. And then here's messages where they can set it up. They can message you right through Google. And actually the truth is we do get a lot of messages and calls through Google, right? So you can see here, like even just the other day in October, We added something. Somebody came in and just messaged us or whatever. See, this one says like, I need a semi-large. Let's see, what does this one say? I need a semi-large unit. Please call me, right? So people will message through Google. Like as they're looking on Google Maps, they'll come and just send you a message or they'll call you. And it keeps track of all that, which is really cool, right? So 41 calls through Google Business Listings, through Google Maps. We had 41 people call in the last 3 months, and we just missed one call. Wow, that's really good. All right, so that's kind of how that works. So you can keep track of that. And then this is where you put the photos, and all your photos, Miss Lillian self-storage is all right here. So you put a lot of videos, photos, logos, stuff like this. Any products, right? You could put like sizes of units and stuff. I think Pete probably would, on his side, he probably has a lot more stuff. But you could put photos, and then website. This is where you put your website, and actually you could build your own website right in Google if you just wanted to do that as well too. And it'll pop up themes and stuff like this. You've got users. This is where like you create an ad, right? So you can go right into like Google Ads and create an ad. You can and then and manage all your marketing through there. I'm not going to go in there actually because I'll screw it all up. And yeah, somebody handles that for us. I ain't going to screw that up. And let's see who else. Get custom Gmail. If you need Gmail, you can add a new business. You can link ads. You can do all kinds of stuff, right? So on the left, it says all this. So this is just like the insight to Google Business Listings. And remember, I don't know, like it doesn't show you how it kind of how it works, but as you go through, it kind of asks you the questions, and then you'll come to a part, we'll say, okay, now like, thank you for all this information. Now we want to verify your address. We're going to send you a card to the address that you have put in here. And in this address, you need to get the code, and then come back and put the code in. And then once you put the code in, then you can finish filling out your profile. And this whole process could take up to 2 months. This is not an easy process. All right. This is not an easy process. I mean, mine's all filled out, but it took us forever to figure this thing out because Google is super duper Google is very particular about the address. Like they are going to triple verify that's your address. All right. So that's the Google Business Listings back office. So once you become an owner of a storage facility, your job is to utilize that as much as you possibly can, because essentially Google is the king, and we got to follow the rules, right? In order to be coming up on all the searches and stuff like this. So that is the back office of your searches. That's the back office of your profile for your business. That's the back office for your Google reviews. That's what Google Business looks like. And that's how you kind of manage all that. Now that it is on, now that you know how to get onto Google Business Listings, then you are going to be, right, on Google Maps, and you're going to want, you're going to want to become one of these pretty red dots here, right? That's your goal as a business owner, is to become one of those so that you can compete with everybody else. So that when people are like, yeah, I really need a storage facility near me, they're going to go storage near me, and then you're going to pop up. Okay. Now that is on the management side. That's the tenant side. That's the back office side, right? On the front office, on the front side for acquisitions, you are also going to use Google Maps to find storage facilities, right? That is what you're going to do. So for instance, like we were over here with all my students, we did like an infill training day with all my students right in this area. Let me find this. Oh yeah, it was right here. Actually, we were right in this area. We went to like Easton, and we went to Bethlehem, Allentown, and this is where like we went out. This is kind of not tertiary. This would be more like secondary. Okay, this would be like a secondary market, this area. And we found a lot of store, like we found, for instance, like Budget Store and Lock. Budget Store and Lock is a company that probably has, like, I'm guessing maybe 8 facilities, something like that. All right. you'll see that in secondary markets. There was not honestly a lot of like primary market facilities in this area. So this is definitely a secondary market. It's not a tertiary market. So if you live kind of in this area, then you would just know, like, I'm going to just do storage near me and see if you see how we're searching storage near me and everything is kind of down here. And then there really honestly is not a lot of storage facilities in this area, which is like really and very, very interesting to me, because when I was out driving with my students, you see there's some kind of over here in this area, but we went around and we drove all through this area. I don't know if it's secondary or tertiary markets. To me, it felt like secondary market because there was a lot of traffic on the road. That's the one thing with like this area, I feel over in like the Pennsylvania area, I feel like there's a lot of like Pennsylvania, New Jersey area. If anybody's from that area, let me know. But I feel like there's so many people that live in this area and there's just not enough businesses in this area. And I really learned that as I was doing my market research, which is driving for storage and just kind of getting out there and looking with my students. They're really just, I don't feel like there's not enough storage facilities in this area. So if you have the stomach and the money to build, I highly recommend building in this area. But this is what would be considered a secondary market. You see how we're searching this area. And when you search this area, like the way that we searched over in Long Island, and you searched storage near me, it was like live storage, cube smarts, extra space storage. Over here, there's an extra space storage over here. So this area over here, obviously from like Elizabeth and here, this is still primary market. But as you come out over here, this will be considered secondary market. It's not tertiary market, but it's secondary market because there's a lot of people that live in this area. And so I feel like there is really some good opportunity over here. Like there's one public storage and that's it. So obviously there's not a lot of primary market facilities out here. So but now you kind of have an idea. So what we did is I'm going to just zoom in a little bit. Let's see, like we went to this Purcell. Let's see, what's Purcell. So obviously you look at Purcell, and this is the Purcell or Purcell. I don't know how you say this name, but like Purcell storage. And when you click on it, you can just kind of like, take a look. It's got some tractor trailer parking here. I mean, that's a good looking parking spot there. And that's it. Like it doesn't even really have a lot of good pictures or anything. Okay. And maybe it's just tractor trailer parking. I'm not sure. And we did find a couple of tractor trailer parking places out in this area, which was basically just land. And they were like, all right, go park over there. But so you could look at this, you could look here and say like, okay, this one has no reviews. It's got an address. It's got this mailbox, get mailbox. Maybe it's just boxes and it's not really like, maybe it's not really a storage facility. And then you could really do a lot of like research just by spending some time looking on Google Maps and learning about your area. And then once you really kind of like, you know what? Maybe I'll go over to this area and search and just kind of drive around and see what it is. Let's see, there's this one right here, Jetport self-storage. Okay, so when you look at Jetport self-storage, obviously this is like, it's 18 4-star reviews. It's like massive, huge storage facility. It's like a church or cathedral, doesn't it? Kind of looks like a cathedral. Anyways, but okay, so this is like super nice storage facility, obviously, but the pictures are horrible. It's got 2 pictures. I'm telling you, you got to really fill this thing out and really make these things look nice. And let's see what else. Let's back out here. Anyways, the point is that on the front end of looking for storage, utilize Google Maps. Usually I'm looking at Google Maps in satellite view, just so everybody knows. Utilize Google Maps, but now you kind of understand that the back office for all these storage facilities that you see are all funneled, or like, what would be the word? I guess the back office is Google My Business or Google Business Listings or whatever you want to call it. Okay. And so now you kind of have an idea of what to look for when you look through all this, and you can see like North Reading Storage only has 3.5 stars, right? Which is way over here. And then you could just click on this one. Why does North Reading Storage have this picture? So I would be like, ooh, this is a good one. Let me go check this, because this does not look like a North Reading Storage. Maybe it's but see, then it comes up as Burke Storage right here, right? So you could click on the website, we could check it out, what Burke Storage is. But whoever's managing this property is not doing a good job. Oh, this is a good one, because look, North Reading Storage is just in a little tiny, has a little tiny office space right here. Look, pay here, kiosk. If you have a kiosk, you are not in the 21st century. All right. Just so y'all know, kiosks are not good. And that kiosk right there, that probably costs 15 to 20 grand. All right. When I don't know why anybody would have a kiosk when you could just go right online and have everybody pay everything. But okay, so look, they have some sort of storage, container storage here. Maybe these are like moving pods, and then they have some storage in the back. All right, so it's not, but I would definitely be interested in calling this one here, because it's like North Reading Storage, but look, now it's Burke Storage. Maybe Burke Storage just bought them, right? You never know, but as of right now, it doesn't look like that, because the website, when you click on Burke Storage, it comes up as North Reading Storage. All right, so I would just kind of check that out and see, but anyways, the point is that Google Maps and Google Business Listings are going to be the backbone of your company as a storage business owner. All right, as a storage business owner. So get to know how to use Google Maps and Google Business Listings properly so that you can utilize them to the best ability that you can. All right. Okay. Let's do some questions. Let's go through. I'm going to go all the way to the top here. There are a lot of questions. Good. I'm glad everybody's listening. Okay. All right. So Google My Business. Yes. Google My Listings. No. Oh yeah. Google. I was saying Google Business Listings. I think before, a couple of years ago, it was called Google Business Listings, but maybe it's called Google My Business now. I'm not 100% sure, honestly. When searching on Google Maps, if the facility has not been claimed by the owner, no website presence, mismanaged, will the listing still show up? When searching on Google Maps, if the facility has not been claimed, okay, yeah, no, it does not show up. If the facility has not been claimed, it does not show up on Google Maps. And that is called the hidden market. And you want to buy those. Those are the ones that you want to buy. Okay. That's the hidden market. Also, to add all the additional items that you sell, like boxes and tapes. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to have like a super huge, big facility and sell boxes and tapes, more power to you. All right. But for me personally, to sit there and manage all the boxes and tapes and stuff like that, then you got to get somebody to manage all that, and that's overhead. And I don't want any overhead. We are completely vertically integrated, and our overhead is essentially an operations manager, a phone support person, a phone customer support, and then a boots on the ground person and Pete, right? So like, if you want to be like one of those big huge companies that has like sells boxes and tapes, great, do that. The one that you see in this picture behind me, these are what we buy, up till so we focus on I would say $3 million or less. And I know, but typically it's around $1 million or less, but we're open to $3 million or less. But remember, our very first facilities that we bought were only a couple $100,000. All right. So now we've been doing this 5 years. So for us, $3 million doesn't scare us. Okay. And $3 million is not a big facility. I mean, it's probably, anywhere from 300 to 600 units. And those are really not big facilities. I know it seems like a lot, but it's really not. Okay. I have a question. I noticed that your business hours are from 8 to 5, 7 days a week. Just wondering if, since your facilities are unmanned, why not 24-hour access? Wouldn't you set that apart from the competition? Our business hours, when we answer the phone, are 8 to 5. that is when Bonnie works, and that is when Patrick works. Okay. And then we have our phones going to like a phone support that picks them up and takes messages. And then when they come back in at 8 o'clock, we call back again. So calls are always answered for us. Okay. But we are only our office hours are only 8 to 5. Okay. And we've learned that over the years that essentially that's when we're going to be answering phones. Like, we all got lives and stuff like this too, but we'll have like a back office to answer the phones for us. Okay. But we don't really if like a tenant calls and says, I need to pay my bill, or I'm locked out or something like this. We do have like an emergency number just in case for emergencies, but like essentially if it's just a whole bunch of I need to bitch and complain about something, or I need to, get a unit or something like that, they take a message and then we call them back the next morning. Okay. And no, we do not have any offices at all. In fact, our entire company is completely virtual. I live in an RV and we travel full time. And then Patrick is also virtual phone person. Bonnie works out of her house, but Daryl is our boots on the ground person, and he travels around and manages all of our facilities for us. Okay. Would you contact the owners if the facility has a lousy Google listings? Yes, exactly. Especially if you don't find other ones. Yes. That's what I said. That is the whole point of the conversation today, is contact the owners if their Google listing is not good. That is a sheer sign that whoever's managing that property is not doing a good job. Okay. Because you as the manager, you as the owner of the facility, you are going to be managing this very, very well. And one of those ways is learning how to manage Google My Business and eventually doing Google ads and stuff like this. Okay. What's the best way to find the hidden market? That's what we just went over the whole time. The whole time, it's when you look on Google Maps, all right, and you find all the storage facilities that are in your area near you, right? Then you use that as a reference. You use that as a reference on Google satellite imagery to find storage facilities that are not near you. And honestly, I got a lot of trainings on that, and we go over that in the coaching program. We go over that in the course, Super Simple Self-Storage, right? So if you're interested, please go to my website and you can check all that out. All right. Like I said, here is the satellite imagery, and we are using satellite imagery to zoom in and look for storage facilities. And then, and that is what we teach at Storage Nerds. Okay. And so go to stacyrossetti.com, right? That is the website. And on stacyrossetti.com, this is where you're going to find all the information about Storage Nerds, the coaching program, right? Right here, Storage Nerds. You can find Super Simple Self-Storage, my online course. You can find free trainings, podcasts, and then you could register for this webinar is there, but you can also register here. And then this is where my boot camp is coming up. This is all the information about the boot camp. And then, so just come in and just check out the website, essentially, and look around, check me out, and I'm here to help you. Okay. All right. I appreciate everybody hanging out. You guys have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I will see you guys next Monday. Okay. All right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Take care.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Storage Nerds. Hope this informative conversation inspired you to go out there and jump into this highly profitable business venture that people rarely talk about. Get more tips on storage space investing at www.stacyrossetti.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and leave a rating. Together, let's build that thriving passive income one storage space at a time. Until next time.